The money doesn't make me, so the money can't break me. Hello Queen, and welcome back to the channel. We are currently in week 6 of our Wifed Me Up series. So go ahead and hit like and subscribe if you are new, welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. Today's topic is all about that financial glow up. Yes, mama, we're talking about money. Okay, honey? This week is all about becoming the woman who trusts herself financially. Now let me start by asking you, what were you taught to believe about money growing up? Do you believe that money is hard to get or that it flows? Both of those represent two different things. One of them scarcity and the other abundance. So growing up, it was very much scarcity mindset. A lot of turn off the lights because the electricity bill is up. I always felt guilty asking for anything because my dad would make it a big deal, and I would always feel bad because I'm like, oh my God, he's spending money on me. But he didn't even have a dad growing up. So it's our duty, even if it doesn't feel fair, to unlearn certain beliefs, habits, behaviors, thoughts around money. Let's start there. Unlearning that scarcity, that, oh my God, I have to be in this masculine survival mode and always be chasing, always be working hard, always be getting after the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, because that is not financial security. That is financial insecurity. It's honestly the mindset that I've been living in. And I'm proud of myself. I've been able to stretch myself and reach new heights. But if I'm being honest with myself, I'm tired of repeating the same experiences when it comes to money. And girl, look, we're in our 20s. This is our season to learn. Not to be reckless, even though, not gonna lie, 2023, I was a little reckless. I booked a one-way ticket across the world to Ibiza. Worth it? Abso-fucking-lutely. But genuinely speaking, I am changing my ways, and I definitely want to keep travel in my life and have that luxurious lifestyle still, but I want to do it responsibly this time. I owe that to myself, and I owe that to my daughter and the generations to come. I genuinely want to be the one in the family to break that generational cycle of that scarcity mindset around money. That actually leads us into our next topic about not being afraid of losing money and being more afraid of it not growing. Because you can save your dollar, and in 10 years, that dollar will still be a dollar. However, you can invest that dollar and quote unquote lose it, but have that dollar multiplied depending on where you invest it. So educating ourselves, getting connected, watching YouTube videos, reading articles about where to invest. Disclaimer, I am not a freaking pro at this. Please think of me as your homegirl, just chit-chatting with you about money, because girl, we owe it to ourselves to be successful and secure our own bag. We owe that to ourselves. And then of course there's Bitcoin. Okay, here's my experience with Bitcoin. I think I invested as little as 50 bucks, and over 2 years it grew to 100. And to me, that was a little bit too long. I don't really know that world that much, but it did work, it did multiply. But I definitely need to buckle down, get a notebook, and actually take the time to learn it, because at the end of the day, they don't teach you this stuff in high school. And I am gonna assume if you're watching this, you're not in high school. You're most likely in your 20s, just like me, figuring this thing out. And unless you came from a wealthy family or just taught yourself this already, we're having to learn this on our own, okay? And I am a single independent woman. I don't have a man over here to lean on. Hopefully one day we can build an empire together whenever he comes around. But this is the Wifed Me Up series, so we're gonna have to learn this stuff right now. And we owe it to ourselves again to learn this and to master it. This is a learning time for us. So don't beat yourself up when it comes to money, because look, okay, in my experience, I'm used to pinching every single penny that I have in my pocket in order to secure that beautiful loft. You know, I'm used to working the hours, working the nightlife, working 2 jobs. I'm used to really putting in the sweat and the work in order to make a living. And I genuinely want to know what it's like to live a soft life, to not live in this masculine mode and be like, oh my God, why is it so hard every single month to pay my rent? Like, I'm 25 years old now, and I want to master that already. Even though that's how I've been living for the past 4 or 5 years now. Lived in beautiful homes in Texas, Austin, and now Phoenix. And I'm so grateful for this, but I know that I can be living better when it comes to the relationship that I have with money. And it is time for a freaking change, girlfriend. It is freaking time, because my old ways are not really working. And so I'm over here like praying to God, asking God, Lord, bless me with the right opportunities, the right people, the right resources to learn these new habits, to learn these new traits, because I understand that just praying for more money is not guaranteed. That I actually need to pray for a new mindset when it comes to money. Pray for new habits, new behaviors. Who am I surrounding myself by? I think that's another really important key note here, is if you are surrounding yourself with people who are impulsively spending, buying things, drinking every single weekend, girlfriend, prepare to be just as broke as they are. And like, love you, broke bestie, but I am trying to get somewhere with my life, okay? I'm trying to do bigger things. I'm trying to really move the needle in my finances. And if we're not on the same page, baby girl, I cannot hang out with you. Respectfully, not judging you, but I'm just on a totally different track with my life right now. And it calls for me to be very careful on who I'm surrounding myself with. Because I truly do believe you are who you surround yourself with. So if you're around a bunch of bums, baby girl, you're gonna look like a bum and you're gonna talk like a bum. I hate to use that word bum, but I wanna surround myself with people who are talking goals, talking ambition, talking vision, looking like money, walking like money, talking like money, which actually leads us into the next part, which is intentionally buying the wardrobe that reflects who you're wanting to become. I do believe that aligning yourself with the vision of the woman that you plan to become matters. It matters right now. You can't expect to become this future version of you if you're still dressing like you did when you were in high school. You know, there has to be some sort of identity switch there, and I think the wardrobe can really make a difference. So I personally like to buy clothes that make me feel like a successful woman already. What you wear truly affects how you feel. So if you look good, you feel good. So next time you go out shopping, instead of just buying random things or impulsively shopping, look for the thing that's going to align with the character and the woman that you're becoming. What does she wear? What perfume does she wear? Does she wear business casual, or does she have a blend of both? I love dressing up. When I was a little girl, I loved playing dress up. So it makes sense why I love to do that now that I'm older and like in the real world, you know, I really get to wear and put that outfit on. And I don't mind it. I don't mind feeling like I'm a princess. I don't mind feeling like I'm a boss bitch. I don't mind being extra or over the top, because to me, that's just my normal. That's just my regular. It's how I see myself. It's how I view myself. It's how I feel about myself. And I'm okay with you looking at me however you want to look at me. I would rather dress up than dress down, but other people are different. I used to have friends back in Austin who would be totally okay stepping out in a hoodie. Me, I could never. That's just not my style. Like, it has nothing to do with like good or bad, but it's just not my style. And I'm okay with putting on a staple and looking like a statement, you know, making people uncomfortable with how good I look. You know, that's the level I'm talking about. I know that can sound a little cocky, but look, baby girl, if you're not confident about yourself, you don't like yourself, then who else is gonna like you? You feel me? Hype yourself up. Because at the end of the day, people are gonna judge you anyways. You can dress down, you can dress up, people are still gonna judge you. You're not gonna be everybody's cup of tea, and you're not here to please everybody either. And you don't even like everybody either, so stop trying to fit into a box where everybody approves you. Lord have mercy on my soul, because that mindset will have you sweating constantly for people's approval. And it's just like, I can't live in that world. That's just not me. It's either you're with it or you're like, what? You know, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, because at the end of the day, if you know who you are, it doesn't matter what anybody else says about you. It doesn't matter what they think about you. It doesn't matter how they look at you. It doesn't matter what they say behind your back, because you know who you are, and their thoughts and their opinions can't sway you. It can't affect the way you feel about you. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe if you really felt that deep down in your soul. The money doesn't make me, so the money can't break me. I want you to remember that, okay? We are in the era where we are learning about money. So sometimes that money is gonna look real good and up, and sometimes some unexpected life stuff happens. Maybe they start cutting hours at work and that money just drops. All of a sudden you're getting eviction notices, you're getting bills due, past payment notices, all this stuff starts crashing down. All of a sudden you feel like shit because you feel like it's saying something about you, when the truth is something outside of your control happened. So please, 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 the same way you don't tie your worth to that scale whenever you're on your fitness goal, please, please, please do not tie your worth to the money in the bank account, because that money does not make you. A lot of people have that backwards. A lot of people think, oh, if I have this much money, that means I'm I'm all this, I'm all that. But once that money's taken away, you know, it crushes their soul, they're depressed, and it's just like, girl, no. Know who you are. Begin there. Know who you are. Know that you're a good person with or without money. Know that you are loyal and you have integrity, and that you're kind, and that you're generous, and that you're loving, and that you're helpful and you're caring with or without money. Know your character, know your values, know what you're about with or without money. Because the more money you get, it's just going to enhance your true character. That's all that's going to do. So be gentle, be patient with yourself as you're learning about having better skills revolving around money. Security is not about how much money you make, it's about how you manage it. That was a mind blower for me. I was like, oh my God, okay. So I don't actually have to be a millionaire to be good with money, but it's just about how I manage it, how I keep it, how I trust myself with it. That actually matters. Capiche? Here's a reflection moment for you. Do you feel calm or anxious when you check your bank account? That one's key, because if it's anxious, well, first of all, give yourself grace, okay? Know the background that you're coming from. Know where all these scarcity, limiting beliefs around money are coming from. So give yourself that compassion, give yourself that grace. Take a deep breath, open up that bank account. Whatever it says in there, remember, that is not tied to your worth and your identity, but it is a reflection on how you are managing it. Where are you really putting your money? Let's go into our budget audit. Let's look at our 3 categories, being survival, which is rent and bills, lifestyle, which is shopping, leisure, and then investments and savings. If I'm being honest, I'm really trying to master the survival part right now. Okay, and I'm giving myself grace because I really did just make this whole jump to Arizona, where I sold everything, gave everything away, booked a one-way, came to Arizona, started over. And so I'm giving myself grace, but I'm also being open and honest with you that, girl, we are working on mastering step 1. Take a moment to look at where's your money actually going without judging yourself, okay? We all have room for improvement here, but it's important that we build a healthier relationship with our finances. That's why we're going over this topic today. Okay, so really just start there, the awareness. Where is that money going? Where are you overspending? Who do you need to not hang out with? Because every time you hang out with them, they're always having you spend more than you need to. It's okay. We all have friends like that we need to distance ourselves from. Go from there. Make little progress, just like anything else. Having those priorities is actually about saying no to other things and yes to yourself. And sometimes that means staying in on a weekend. Your true friends will support you getting your priorities straight, because your true friends want to see you win financially in all areas. One thing I really love to throw in here is credit bureaus. If you care about building your credit, which I highly recommend you do, one thing I started looking at was the credit bureaus, and I was looking at all 3 areas, which was Equifax, just looking at the 3 credit bureaus and seeing how you can improve your credit there. It definitely increased my confidence when it comes to my credit and my finances, because it's like, oh wait, okay, I'm understanding this, versus just always ignoring it, never opening up that door, hoping that it's good, but not really knowing what's going on, which builds a lot of financial insecurity. So really just facing it and looking at the numbers and being like, okay, this is a skill that I can learn. These are habits, these are behaviors that I can learn. And the more that I look at these numbers, the more confident I'll feel about myself, and I'll be able to trust myself better when it comes to money. And that is true financial security, is trusting yourself whenever you have the money. Not how much money you have, but knowing that whatever you have, you know how to handle it. So let's wrap this video up with some affirmations. This is my favorite freaking affirmation when it comes to money and breaking out of that scarcity mindset, which is I am enough, I have enough, I've always had enough, and I will always have enough. That one really affirms the repeating truth in my life. So anytime I find myself in a rut, I just tell myself, I have enough, I've always had enough, I will always have enough, because that's the truth. Whenever I'm in a rut and my fear wants to tell me, oh my God, we don't have this, we don't have that, how are we gonna make it this time? And the fear starts to feel heavy and it starts to feel real, and then I start to feel alone. I just affirm that. I pray to God, I ask God, making me a new mind, making me a new person, a new identity in you that aligns with your abundance. Help me to receive that. I'm just praying for that new mind, praying to making me a new version of me, quite literally, because the way I've been doing things isn't working, and I'm okay with letting her go. But Lord, guide my steps here. Guide my steps here so that I can be a blessing for my family, be a blessing for a homeless man on the street, be a blessing for the bigger things coming in the future that I can give financially. Here are a few other affirmations. I am financially safe and abundant. Money flows to me because I know how to handle it. I trust myself to make smart financial decisions. So whichever affirmation really clicks and really aligns with what you need to affirm, even if it doesn't feel totally true right now, I say write it down. Repeat it as much as possible. I say do whatever you need to do to change that belief that you have around money. If that's surrounding yourself with wealthier people, going to eat where wealthier people eat, shopping where they shop, hearing the conversations they talk about, surrounding yourself with the abundance, reading the books, listening to the podcast, studying the habits, just studying, learning about this as much as you can, because again, you owe it to yourself and your future family if you don't have a family yet. But if that's something that you do plan, I say be the trailblazer. Gain that confidence around that money so that you can be a blessing for your family. So I've got one more question for you. What is one habit that you need to change in order to step into your financial glow up? Comment below and let's connect. Thanks again for tuning in, and stay tuned for week 7 as we talk about raising our standards. I'll see you next Monday. And if you haven't already done so, go ahead and hit like and subscribe, and I will see you next Monday.